Happy New Year and welcome to 2021. With it being a new year, that means new horror movies. In this video, I'll be talking about my most anticipated horror movies for this year. Please note that this is not a ranking video. The list is based on the release date for the US only. Now to the list. Slacks is a Canadian horror comedy. The film is about a possessed pair of genes that begins to kill the staff of a trendy clothing store. And it's up to Libby, who's an idealistic young sales clerk, to stop its bloody rampage. The mix of over-the-top comedy and horror is exactly my jam. I love horror comedies like this. And especially seeing that it's from the producers of Turbo Kid, I'm absolutely on board with Slacks. This is coming to Shudder sometime in 2021. Saint Maud is a British psychological horror film written and directed by Rose Class in her directorial debut. The story follows a hospice nurse named Maud, who is a recent convert to Roman Catholicism. She becomes obsessed with a former dancer in her care and believes she must save her soul. I've been incredibly hyped about this film for about a year now. Everything I've heard about it has been spectacular. Even Danny Boyle called it unsettling and intriguing, and that it evokes the confidence of films like Carrie, The Exorcist, and Under the Skin. As of the recording of this video, there is no set release date for Saint Maud in the US. Wally's Wonderland stars the always legendary Nicolas Cage, who stars as a drifter who's tricked into a janitorial job at a now condemned Wally's Wonderland. However, the mundane tasks suddenly become an all-out fight for survival as he fights wave after wave of demonic animatronics. So this is basically a cross between Five Nights at Freddy's with Nicolas Cage in it. I'm all about this movie. Wally's Wonderland is slated to release sometime in 2021. Antlers takes place in an isolated Oregon town where a middle school teacher and her sheriff brother investigate one of her students, whose dark secrets lead to terrifying encounters with a legendary creature who came before them. This is another film I've been eagerly awaiting since last year. I think Scott Cooper is a really good director, and seeing that Guillermo del Toro is a producer on this film makes my hype even higher. Antlers was due to be released on February 19th, but as of the recording of this video, it has been taken off the release schedule entirely. Wrong Turn releases on January 26th and looks to be a reboot of the series. The film follows a group of friends who are hiking in the Appalachian Trail but are confronted by the Foundation, a community of people who have lived in the mountains for hundreds of years. Truth be told, I've only seen the very first Wrong Turn film. I haven't seen any of the sequels, and that 2003 film holds a very special place in my heart, and I find it to be a ton of fun. This reboot looks like it's going to be both a ton of fun and brutal, just like that first film. Fingers crossed it's good since it is a January release. A Quiet Place 2 releases on April 23rd. The Abbott family now face the terrors of the outside world. Forced to venture into the unknown, they realize the creatures that hunt by sound are not the only threats lurking beyond the sand path. I really enjoyed A Quiet Place, and I thought it was a lot of fun, but I didn't really feel like it needed a sequel. But I have to admit, once I saw the trailer and the cast attached to the film, it definitely caught my interest. It also helps that John Krasinski comes back as a director, and the additions of Cillian Murphy and Djimon Hounsou are brilliant. It definitely helps to elevate the film with these two actors, along with the already amazing Emily Blunt. Working in the shadow of an esteemed police veteran, a brash detective and his partner take charge of an investigation into murders that are reminiscent of the city's gruesome past. Diving deeper into the mystery, the detective finds himself at the center of the killer's morbid game. I'm genuinely excited about Spiral. The tone I get from the trailer is in line with those earlier Saw films, which are my favorites of the franchise, which makes sense since Darren Lynn Bousman is the director. It also doesn't hurt that we have both Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson in the film. Spiral is slated for release on May 21st. The Green Knight is a fantasy horror film directed by David Lowery. Tells a fresh and new spin on the classic tale from the Knights of the Round Table. Dev Patel is King Arthur's reckless and headstrong nephew, who embarks on a daring quest to confront the Green Knight, a gigantic emerald-skinned stranger and tester of men. He also contends with ghosts, giants, thieves, and schemers, in what becomes a deeper journey to define his character and prove his worth in the eyes of his family and kingdom. If that synopsis doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. The Green Knight is set to release on July 30th. Candyman is expected to release on August 27th, and this is the film I'm most excited about. The original Candyman from 1992 scared the hell out of me as a kid for years. Directed by Nia DaCosta and written by Jordan Peele, this spiritual sequel looks amazing. I was excited just from the short film alone that Nia DaCosta did, has me even more hyped for this film. I also love the fact that we're back in Cabrini Green, which makes this film feel even more rooted to that original film. And just from the trailer alone, it looks like the film is going to be brutal. I seriously cannot wait for this film. And last but certainly not least, Halloween Kills releases on October 15th and takes place right after the events of Halloween 2018. Although I'm not as hyped about this film as I am about the other movies on this list, I'm still really curious to see where the story goes from here. I've heard that it's supposed to be more brutal than the previous film and out of the entire franchise as well, but correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I had a lot of fun with Halloween 2018, and I'm looking forward to watching Halloween Kills, especially around the spookiest time of the year. What movies are you most looking forward to in 2021? Let me know in the comments below, and while you're at it, be sure to leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to support the channel even more, get your name in the opening credits along with some other awesome perks, become a Patreon today. Link is down in the description below. Thank you so much for coming by, and I'll see you guys on the next video.